Okay, Kim, are you excited?
Cheers.
Cheers. We're here and we're going to talk about your new tunes. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about what's coming up in the future.
Yes.
I guess first, let's talk about Phoenix. I think an interesting thing that pops up right at the beginning is you talk about doing some changing in the first verse. Talk to us about what those changes look like and what they've meant to you.
Yes. When I started writing and performing music, I never really thought that it was going to be something that would turn into a profession. And I am the daughter of these two entrepreneurs that are incredible business owners. And I turned what was something that was art and had no walls, had no barriers, into something with a little bit more structure when I started writing music or when I started professionally working in the field. And I not to like bash my old music because I like my projects before this project Phoenix, they're near and dear to my heart. I love performing those songs. I loved writing those songs. But when it came time to talking about those songs in like an interview format, I realized that over time that what lit me up more, what I really like to talk about, if I'm going to talk about anything, it's not about a boy cheating on me or um, like the dance moves at a club. It's more the things I want to talk about are like I'm a 4 on the Enneagram, and so I like deep conversations.
What's a 4 on the Enneagram? What do you know what your
I think it means you're a feeler.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a feeler and a deep thinker, and I would rather, if I were in a room full of like a big room of people, I would rather sit and talk with one person, one-on-one, and having a lot of people to talk to is so much fun. Like when I'm on stage, that's great. But when it comes to like same field of or same level of stage, I'm really great with one-on-one conversations. And that's kind of like what I found in my art with Phoenix is that I really wanted to like write songs that I enjoyed also like discussing. And it also felt like I was discovering a deeper part of myself, and also rediscovering a deeper part of myself. Like from when I started writing music, it was therapy. And then I would say in the beginning of my career, it became more of like a job and a profession where that was really fun, but I was kind of chasing something that was unattainable. I was also creating stuff that didn't feel as me as I wanted it to do. So the change is that I think I'm evolving more into myself and I'm putting more of myself into my work. And that's what I'm most excited about with this whole project is that the changes are the discovering and constant asking of the question of who am I?
You kind of got into both of my first two questions.
What were your first two questions?
Well, I was first going to ask you specifically about the changes. You know, you're talking about, is it musically and personally? And then second, I was going to ask, what is Phoenix 2 speaking to in terms of like a bigger picture on where you'd like your art to go in the future? And I think you kind of spoke to that, and that you're trying to make art that's maybe more authentic, and that when you sing it and you perform it for people, you're expressing kind of how those changes have impacted your artistic leanings.
Like Phoenix the song, I would say what's so weird is that also, just to say this from the get-go, when I started writing Phoenix, I started writing it's one of those songs that I didn't intentionally start to write. I'm like, oh, I'm going to write a song about Phoenix. It's just, I was sitting on the back of the house one day with my piano and I saw a cardinal and I was like, Phoenix, and playing notes. And that was where it started. And it just comes out that way. And then I brought that idea and a finished song that was not what you hear today as Phoenix, but I brought that idea to my producer, Jason Lenning, and this incredible writer, Megan James, and she's also an incredible vocalist. And I was like, how can we make this better? And it's what you hear today is they help me really tailor it and get the idea of what I was trying, I guess, what was coming through to me, and the idea and what Phoenix is to me. And it can be, the thing with music, the thing with art is it's how it's perceived by the individual, and it can mean whatever it means to you, which is another reason why I also like not a huge fan of talking about my art. I'd rather it speak for itself, which I think most artists are that way. Yeah. So, but yeah, obviously it makes sense to talk about the song. That's why we're here, to talk about the music. But Phoenix to me is the story of impermanence, and life is ever changing. I am ever changing. We are ever evolving. The earth is ever evolving, and finding comfort. The song, like, it feels really comfortable with me, and I'm getting like a little like chills and a little bit emotional because like right now it's like when you when you can face life and the discomfort that it presents, because it's always going to be there. There's going to be some level of discomfort, but if you can face that and feel a level of comfort knowing that you're like, this is what is, and finding acceptance in that, I find peace and hope in it. And that's kind of like what this song is. It's just the story of impermanence and being comfortable with discomfort. Yeah. Yeah, because it's sometimes painful to evolve.
Totally.
Because you have to kind of like look at yourself and be like, sometimes like, oh, do I like this? Do I want to change it?
Right.
Am I a good wife? I don't know. Should I change it?
Do you think when you sit down to write a song like Phoenix or other songs that you have coming up on this record, when you sit down to write a song, are you writing more about a specific event or experience, or more of a holistic take on things you've been going through over, recent times?
It's totally a little bit of both. The upcoming songs on the project, we can call it the Phoenix Project. I'm still not sure working title. For a long time, it's been called Phoenix, this record that we've been working on. But it's a little bit of both. A little bit speaks to immediate life experiences, and some of them speak to an overall arcing common theme that I've just kind of noticed throughout time. I took the better part of 3.5 years off, starting, I'm kind of like collecting from, March of 2020 when the shutdown happened for COVID until now, 2025, January 2025, roughly. There was about a 3.5 year period in that where we moved from Texas to Nashville for many reasons. We bought this house that we're now in. We've been renovating this house that we're now in. Great set. Wow. Great. She's beautiful. Oh my God. But there's been a lot of like changes, and it's funny because I wrote Phoenix before all of these changes, before we bought this house and turned it into a home. I didn't know we were going to be buying this house and turning it into a home. I had no idea. So it's interesting how that
didn't Phoenix kind of emerge when we were in College Station still?
Yeah, we were living
in College Station, Texas.
It was 2018 when I started writing that song.
So that's a long synthesis for this song, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah. I wrote Phoenix a month after I started meditating. I don't know what that means. Wow. But that's interesting. But anyways, there was like a 3.5 year span between when I took a break until now that I really didn't engage in social media. I had songs to release like Ego, but just didn't really feel connected. One, Ego was a part of my music from the before Phoenix times. Yeah, exactly. And I love that song. And it's, again, a fun song to write. I wrote that with Chad Carlson. Chad Carlson produced that song. That is one of my favorite songs to perform live. But when I talk about it, it's like, I wrote that about a guy who had a really big ego. And I don't like him still. A lot of people don't like him. He's very famous human that people know about. Anyway, let's talk about it. See, it's not fun to talk. It's not fun. Like Eleanor Roosevelt favorite quote is the small minds talk about people. Average minds talk about events and places. Great minds talk about ideas. And that really sums up Phoenix.
I think knowing you, that's kind of been a guiding light for you, that whole philosophy.
Yeah. I think it's because also that I get uncomfortable not old me, but a version of me when I'm uncomfortable. Something that I'm learning to unlearn is people pleasing and needing to feel like I need to entertain everybody in the room.
Totally.
And I used to equate that to talking a lot. And so, oh gosh, if I'm going to be talking a lot, what do I want to be talking about? Ideas. I don't want to be talking about people. I don't want to engage in them. It's not productive.
Yeah, not just filling the space.
Yeah, it's not productive. So, okay, all that we said about the upcoming songs, some of them are about that break period where I went through a depression, where I went through a lot of like, is this meaning my musical career, something that I want to stay in? It's difficult to feed yourself off of art, as so many artists in the world know. It's difficult to make a career out of original work, especially. It's also difficult to make a career off of work that's copying a formula that's coming out of a lot of the writing rooms here in Nashville. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, do whatever. Exactly. But I kind of got to a point where I was like, am I going to make music that lights me up and lights the human in me up? Because I think if I do that, not what I think people are going to like, if I do what I like, I'm a human. And therefore, I think there's other humans out there that have the same human feelings that I do. And maybe that'll connect to somebody. That's the goal. It's not about like, can I feed myself off of this song? Basically, that's the next stuff to come are a little bit of like some heartbreaks that I had between this life transition where it was my first touring band to my now next touring band. There's a song called 7 Letters that's coming out next year. It's the first one up.
I know a lot of people are stoked on that one. We get messages a lot of people being like, when's that 7 Letter song coming out? Da, da, da.
That's so exciting.
And we've had a lot of good feedback from those who have heard it. So
yeah,
that was exciting.
And you know what's weird is that, again, like that song, I didn't think about writing it. Same writing team that helped me finish Phoenix, Megan James and Jason Lenning helped me finish 7 Letters.
Didn't the seed of that one come on the road?
Yeah, we were in Milwaukee.
Minneapolis.
Sorry, thank you. I knew it was an M. Minneapolis. We were working on A440 Studios was doing a filming of our entire show, and the entire everybody who worked there at one point in time worked for Prince. And I don't know if Prince's like soul and spirit was there, but when I was sitting in the like loading bay with my guitar, and it had really good acoustics, so I just sang some melodies, and yeah, it came out.
Well, that was a rough time for us on the road, as I recall. We were having some.
It was rough for everyone.
Just tough times with people.
Yeah.
And such.
Yeah.
So that's amazing that a song like that came out of that.
Yeah.
Do you think you mentioned that you started meditating and then Phoenix came out of that, and obviously all these other songs have come after that too, but do you think that meditating has allowed you to write more personal and honest songs? Has that allowed you to kind of connect with that part of yourself more?
Yeah, I think so. Yes. It brought me back to me. Like when you're a kid, you're nothing but yourself, right? And I would say I was probably a kid up until 21. Not a kid, but I feel like I'm still a baby, little nugget, still learning. But somewhere between 21 and 31, there was this period where I started caring a lot about what people thought of me. And that meditating, what that does is pull me out of caring what other people think, which really is just self-judgment. And meditation has helped me practice non-judgment, acceptance. And that's like, if I can start there, then I think it's like using kind of a word that I've used for a while, but I feel like it's been overused recently, is authenticity. But if I start from a place of just acceptance and non-judgment, not just only towards myself, but to others, it helps the writing process a lot more. And just getting really clear, like, if I have nothing to say that day, then I have nothing to say that day.
Yeah.
Some days you're digesting, other days you're writing.
Well, we've been talking a lot about these three. Well, we didn't say what the songs are, but there's, of the first 6 that you recorded of the full length, there's 3 that are sort of pretty, I don't know, intimate, I would say is the word. And I don't want people to think that it's all going to be like
That.
sad girl music, because you've also got 3 pretty like upbeat, fun tunes too that I think your previous or your existing fans are going to love.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with them. I think, again, to be human is to have many levels of dynamic insides. And I have deep feels. And Phoenix is one of the deep feel songs. The next song that's coming out, 7 Letters, is a deep feel song. But I also it's coming out on January 13th, which January 13th is still the winter time. And when I think of winter, I think of introspective work. I think of hibernation. And so I wanted to put out a song that matched the time of the year. The vibe. I wanted to keep the vibe. The song of the season. Winter vibe. So there's that. And then the next songs, there's a song called Giddy Up that we've been playing live. That's coming out. And yeah, those are all fun songs, but they're also saying something that's pretty ducking deep in me. I feel very connected to those in an authentic way, to where I think talking about those in an interview would be really fun. Yeah, we should do that. We should talk.
Yeah, I think even though they're a little more lighthearted and fun and more characteristic of some of your more upbeat tunes, they're still saying some shit.
They're saying some shit. Giddy Up saying some shit. We've got that song Pocket Change. That's saying some shit. And then what do we got? What's the other one?
Drop Your Tailgate.
Drop Your Tailgate.
Which you can probably guess what that one.
And Sonar.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. A lot of bangers coming.
I'm so excited. And then we're recording the rest of the record next year, early next year.
February, March.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, we just met with Jason.
Yep.
And we're excited to continue asking the question of, who am I?
Who am I? I don't know.
I don't know.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thanks, babe. I love you.
See you next time. Love you.
Thanks.